Our journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step is a common saying that originated from a Chinese proverb. So it is the story of the Lagos Rail Mass Transit Blue Line. The construction for the first phase of infrastructure for this rail project started in 2010, and the infrastructure for that phase covering 13 of the 27 kilometers.
And the Blue Line is a project that had started way before my time. So we're still on track with last quarter 2022 by the grace of God. You know, last quarter we hope that the train will move. Last quarter or first quarter 2023, you begin to see your train moving on these two rail corridors. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The construction of the rail project suffered a lot of delays due to some challenges faced in its implementation. Some of these include relocation of submarine cables, submarine natural gas pipelines, and removal of underground ship wreckages. On many occasions, barges collided with the trestles supporting construction activities, while the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic and the long transportation cycle of imported equipment and materials have contributed to delays in the prompt completion of the rail project. The first phase of the Blue Line went through difficult terrain, especially at the elevated sections from Orile-Igomu to Marina.
We had a lot of challenges with regard to wreckages in the sea that had to be removed to allow us to do our piling work. We had gas pipes that were along our alignments that had to be moved, and a number of challenges in that regard. But I guess the biggest challenge would always be funding.
In spite of these challenges, the Lagos State had its eyes fixed on making the transport project a reality. This is where understanding project management comes in. Governor
Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu's boldness and creativity in helping us identify funding and providing funding for this project is what has ensured that we have been able to get where we are today to complete this project. So from that perspective, we got the DCRR funding that gave us funding at single digits, a good enough tenor, and Naira denominated. And the three banks that supported the Blue Line to provide this funding was Sterling, Access, and Fidelity. And those three banks have supported us to ensure that we complete this project. And I think from a perspective of challenge, the greatest challenge was funding, and the solution came when Mr. Governor went down the route of bringing and helping us to find funding through the DCRR funding that CBN and these banks have provided for us. And that is why we are here today, and we can say that we are completing.
One of the key aspects of project implementation is the contractor management. A part of the team we deploy in this project of this Blue Line is to manage our contractor effectively. We have what they call a daily and a weekly activities in terms of daily meeting. We have a global program, we have a look ahead program, which is linked to the milestones. And part of the thing we do there is we implement what they call a workshop every 2 months, where all the stakeholders, including the contractor, the consultant, Lamata himself, everybody sit together and look at the critical milestone that is being set aside, and if it's achieved, yes, we take it. If it's not achieved, we look at what are the things that make us to achieve it. From there, we deliberate and take actions.
One of the critical factors in rail operation is the rolling stock. The design for the Blue Line is that the rolling stock would be powered by electricity. Thus, the rolling stock would be electric multiple units.
It's about 80 km/h speed, which is design speed, but we can program it to do 30, 50, depends on the speed that is required. It has a lot of safety device in terms of the automatic braking system, ATP, and ATAs.
The Blue Line is in the middle of the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. To take care of pedestrians crossing the road, pedestrian bridges have been provided along the corridor, while the tracks have been fenced using palisade fence to discourage crossing the tracks.
The first thing I'd say is that definitely under no circumstance should anybody attempt to cross the tracks. As we have said in other publications, the tracks will be fully electrified, and that means that they're very dangerous and we must not cross them. So in order for the public to cross the tracks, Lamata has constructed as part of this project a number of pedestrian bridges. Pedestrian bridges that would give you access from the buses, that will connect you from the buses to the rail systems and across the whole of the expressway to ensure that you have no business to interact with the rail lines. So there is pedestrian access, and also we will ensure that the whole corridor is cordoned off, is fenced off. From our perspective, we're ensuring that you do not have easy access to cross the track. And though that the whole of that length of alignment will also be signed, there will be a lot of signage showing and telling the general public that it is dangerous to cross the tracks.
For commuters to use the Blue Line rail, the same payment platform using the Cowrie card would be deployed. At all the train stations, there are automatic fare collection devices already installed to aid passenger access to boarding platforms.
Part of the system that Lagos State is ensuring now is this intermodal integrated transport system. And part of that integration is fare integration. So all of us are going to be using the Cowrie card, and this is a card. This is the same card that is used now on the buses. This same card is being used on the ferries, or at least the regulated buses, the Lagos State ferries. And this is the same card that will be used to pay for train journeys. So we will have automatic fare collection systems in every station, and you will load your card. You will load this card with an agent at the station. Even at USSD, you can use it. You can top up online. And once you've topped up, you get to the station, you tap, the gates will open, and you'll be able to access the train system.
The Blue Line will have its own independent power plant to ensure continuous operation without any fear of power cut.
To ensure that we have power all the time on the rail system, we're supported by the grid, which Ecodisco is supplying us. But in addition, we will have an IPP that is built to ensure that there is backup power. In between that IPP and the grid, we have a UPS system, such that when there is a cut of power and we translate into the IPP system, there will be a seamless translation. So from that perspective, you are never going to feel it when there is a change in power because of the UPS system. So there is the grid, there is the IPP, and there is the UPS system.
To ensure sustainability of the rail system, the Lagos State Government, through the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority (LAMATA), has appointed a concessionaire to manage the rail operation as well as keep the rolling stock in good shape for continuous operation. Also, the infrastructure cater for the needs of those physically challenged.
For all of those who are physically challenged and cannot take the stairs. So all of our stations will have escalators and lifts. So that is how we ensure that every passenger is fully catered for. And in addition, we have tactile paving on our platform. That will assist those who are visually impaired. That will let you know when you're close to a platform. It will let you know when you're close to the edge of the platform. It will let you know when to turn and when to. It is a common thing you see all around the world at train stations.
The launch of the completion of the Blue Line, no doubt, will improve travel time on the corridor of operation, create more jobs, enhance partnership with the private sector, and improve the lifestyle of the people.
So for us in LAMATA, we're really very excited. This indeed is a great day for us. It's one that has been, some will say that it's taking a long time, but the whole point is it is here, it is now. And we're starting to see the implementation of rail systems all across Nigeria, but in particular in Lagos. This is the Blue Line. It is the whole length of it is a 27-kilometer rail system that has 11 stations, but the first phase of it is what we're talking about now. We have completed about 13 and a half kilometers, 5 stations, Marina, National Theatre, Igomu, Alaba, and Mile 2. And we will, by the end of the first quarter of 2023, be ready to start passenger operations. In that time, we will be doing testing of all of our processes and our systems. We will be working very closely with NRC to ensure that they can at least certify that our system is ready for passenger operations. We will work with them to ensure that our processes are in accordance with their own power as a regulatory body in Nigeria for railway operations.
Water, keeping Lagos moving.